With the Pokemon Sun and Moon trailer dropping a few weeks ago, only showing some concept art, there is a lot of mystery on what will be in Sun and Moon. I wanted to make a top 10 hopes for Pokemon Sun and Moon, as we haven't received any Kurakura leaks or anything new about the new game coming later this year. Because we haven't received any information about Pokemon Sun and Moon, apart from it being a brand new region, it's left a lot of us excited and made our brains expand on what's going to be in this new game. So, I hope you enjoy my video, folks, on the top 10 hopes for Pokemon Sun and Moon. These are in no particular order, and if you guys have any other suggestions on what you'd like to see in Pokemon Sun and Moon, let me know in the comments below. Let's play! Number 1! A memorable rival. Do you remember any of the rivals in the Pokemon games? The one everybody remembers is Gary. The reason why Gary was such a cool rival is because he was a rival. He had an aggressive and mean personality, and it made the player train hard just to beat him. Rivals in Pokemon games today don't feel the same, feel more of a friendly rival. And there's multiple rivals too, they're a lot more difficult to remember. Also, in Pokemon X and Y, the rivals were extremely easy to beat. Gary, on the other hand, was really hard. I think in Pokemon Sun and Moon, I'd love to see a really aggressive, nasty rival character who would be determined to beat. Number 2, Mega Evolutions. Obviously, with the new upcoming game Pokemon Sun and Moon, we will see new Mega Evolutions. But I'd love to see memorable ones. I'd also like to see another set of starter Pokemon get Mega Evolutions. As we know, Gen 1 and Generation 3 have had their time to have those. I've seen a lot of requests of Mega Evolutions for the Gen 2 starters, such as Mega Typhlosion, Mega Feraligatr and Mega Meganium. Also, it would be awesome to see some more Legendary Mega Evolutions. There's only been a few Mega Evolutions in the Legendary line, as well as the Primal Evolutions of Kyogre and Groudon. What I mean by memorable Mega Evolutions is Pokemon which will be Mega Evolved, which will be really awesome to see. I know in the past, Game Freak have decided to Mega Evolve some certain Pokemon which a lot of people weren't very happy about. So hopefully this time, we'll see some Mega Evolution of Pokemon which we will be happy about. Number 3, a new evolution. With every generation of Pokemon, we always see a new evolution. Without a doubt, I do believe there will be a new one, and honestly, I don't really mind what type it would be. I'd really like to see a ghost type or a dragon type evolution. But honestly, I really wouldn't mind which one, because I love every single one of the evolution line. Number 4, Burst Evolution. We've seen the Burst Evolution in the Pokemon X and Y anime with Ash Greninja. It would be awesome to see this implemented in the new Sun and Moon game, where we see certain Pokemon such as starters or every single Pokemon have this Burst Evolution. It could be similar to how certain Pokemon evolve only by care and love by the trainer, such as Togetic. So a certain Pokemon which the trainer loves and trains and levels up throughout the journey in Sun and Moon, it would be really awesome to see randomly the Pokemon get its Burst Evolution. I wouldn't know how Game Freak would be able to make every single Pokemon different with their Burst Evolution to be similar to the trainer, because Ash Greninja has similar characteristics to Ash, but because of the new trainer customization, it would be very difficult to make these Pokemon different. However, if it was like Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, where you had to stay as a protagonist, then it would be much more easier to do. So which one would you sacrifice? Would you rather have Pokemon customization such as the Burst Evolution, or trainer customization? Number 5, memorable new Pokemon. A lot of people were disappointed with the lack of Pokemon in X and Y. Although some were memorable, a lot of them were forgotten. It would be really awesome to see a wide variety of new Pokemon in Sun and Moon, where most of them are able to evolve and have really cool characteristics. The problem with the new X and Y Pokemon is that some of them didn't even evolve, like Dedenne, and some of the Pokemon were really simply designed. Number 6, Legendaries. Obviously with Pokemon Sun and Moon we will have some new legendaries. It would be awesome to see a trio of legendaries in Pokemon Sun and Moon. What I mean by that is in most Pokemon games we always see a trio of legendaries, such as the bird trio Zapdos, Moltres and Articuno, or the dog trio Entei, Raikou and Suicune. It would be really awesome to see a new trio come into Sun and Moon and not just the two main legendaries. It would be really awesome to make these legendary Pokemon in Sun and Moon memorable too, with a really nice design and a story about them too. Number 7. More Pokemon customization. It seems like after each generation, Game Freak always seem to improve on Pokemon customization. They seem to be getting better as we've seen a lot of customization on Pikachu with its different costumes, which can actually be seen in battles instead of just beauty contests. It would be really awesome to buy clothes or accessories for our Pokemon to wear in battle to make our own Pokemon unique. It doesn't have to be costumes which Pikachu wore. It could be, for example, a bow on its head or a necklace. Just simple small things which would make our Pokemon unique for other trainers to see. Number 8. Things to do after the Pokemon League. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire really stepped up its game. After finishing the Pokemon League, we had a brand new Delta episode and a bunch of legendaries to catch. It would be really awesome if Pokemon Sun and Moon did this, where we had a bunch of brand new episodes to do after the Pokemon League, as well as a bunch of legendaries to catch too. Pokemon X and Y didn't really have this. There was only a few minor legendaries to catch. One of the things I really enjoyed about Pokemon was catching legendaries. An idea for an episode for Sun and Moon to go back to the story of Zygarde, because I'm pretty sure Zygarde is very upset right now with not having a Pokemon Z. Number 9. A new Pokemon type. X and Y had a brand new Pokemon type called Fairy. To me, Sun and Moon seems to be similar to Light and Dark. We already have a Dark type. I think it would be really awesome to see a Light type. I think Light type would work for the Sun legendary Pokemon, and it would also give Game Freak a chance to make a bunch of brand new Pokemon associated with this new Light type. To me, a legendary Pokemon for Moon, which would be Dark type, with a Sun legendary who is a Fire type or something like that, doesn't really work for me. So I know this idea is a bit out there, but I think it would work. Also, with the new Light type, we might be able to see a new evolution with this Light type, just like they did with Pokemon X and Y, with Sylveon. Number 10. Going back to the Kalos region. This idea is very similar to things to do after the Pokemon League. I think going back to a new region like Pokemon Gold and Silver works really well. It adds to the gameplay time after finishing the Pokemon League, and we could go back to the Kalos region, learn about Zygarde and AZ, and fight all the gym leaders too. Again, this one is a bit out there. We don't know where the region of Sun and Moon is located, whether it's near the Kalos region or at the other side of the world. Still, I think it would be a really cool idea to go back to this region, or any other region too. What are your hopes for Pokemon Sun and Moon? Let me know in the comment section below. I really hope you enjoyed today's top 10 hopes for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Lots of love, and I'll see you all next time.